Welcome back everyone, and welcome back to some more F1 2021 My Team Career Mode Season 4. We're entering round 2 of 16, and it's going to be the Chinese Grand Prix, the one that is not in the regular F1 2021 calendar, but it is still in the game. So we're gonna pay a visit to the Chinese mainland in Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix this season. If you guys haven't caught up with the series yet, make sure you check out the link in the description. There's a link to a playlist of all the F1 2021 My Team videos we've done so far, so please do check those out and catch up to the current episode. If you guys are caught up, welcome to the next round, and let's see how we progress in Season 4. Before we continue though, just want to make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure that red button down below is pressed and hit the notification bell as well so you're notified when I upload next. F1 2021 My Team content as well as other gaming videos will continue on my channel, so please be sure to stick around, join this community, and support the channel while you're at it. It's free after all. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for stopping by today, and let's move on with the F1 2021 My Team Grand Prix in Shanghai. Regulation changes have hit us horribly after Season 3, and we are currently in the works of trying to develop our car again back to its former glory. We are now midfield team right behind AlphaTauri as well as ahead of Alpine, so hopefully we can make some progress here. We did get the central under tray, which failed last time out before the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it is now here for the next Grand Prix, the Chinese Grand Prix. So hopefully we can get more things in. We got a 1900 or so in the bank. Let's see, I think we do need to work on our durability a tad bit. I don't want to neglect it too much, so we'll do this one, and then maybe we can trigger some other stuff. I think aerodynamics needs some, boost, a little oomph, if you will. We'll get the front wing gurney flap in as well, and let's see what else we can really trigger. We got 1100 in the bank. Maybe a little chassis hydraulics or calipers for the brake upgrades, maybe, or I think weight redistribution is quite OP in this game, isn't it? I think. Or we can do improved energy store cells. Let's do this one actually. It looks like a major, so we'll get that in, and then we have enough funds for just one more upgrade in the 500 range, and we'll put that on the secondary wing flaps. I think front downforce is always good, so those will come before the Portuguese Grand Prix in Portimao. So that is good to see. As you guys can see here, progress history. Finally, Haas and Alfa Romeo are making moves. They are improving before the Bahrain Grand Prix they did, and hopefully they continue to improve before the Chinese Grand Prix. You'll see that we are right behind, or we're right ahead of Alpine, and hopefully we can continue to develop as we get these R&D progress in. So let's progress with time, because I think that's the only thing we can do right now. So no upgrades are coming through before China, of course. Only one that we failed the last time out. So let's head on into the Chinese Grand Prix, have a good race weekend, and see what we can do in round 2. Welcome to qualifying. We have a cooling system fault, so that is a bit of a problem, but anyway. Practice session was overall good in China. We had a new setup brought in for China specifically from time trial, and I tested out both the wet and the dry because it was wet during FP1. So I went out on the wets because the qualifying session and the race itself will be on dry conditions, so I won't be needing the wet tires at all. So that's why I went out on the full wets for the early stages of FP1. Did all the practice programs at least once in the wets, and then I actually more like the first two practice programs, which were the tire management as well as the fuel or race strategy. Yep, and I used only one set of full wets to do them. Did have a couple spins here and there, but thankfully we didn't bin the car, so we were able to cool the tires down and minimize the wear overall during the laps. So it was overall a good session trying to figure out if my car is stable enough. Try to use the wet setup for the dry compound tire and the dry stint, but yeah, it's not good enough. So we are definitely sporting the dry setup, which turned out to be a quite decent setup. Got us P12 by P3 when we were actually running. P2 or actually I should say FP2, we relied on the quick practice program option in the game, so we just ran quick practice sessions, and then we got all the discounts, all the resource points, as well as all the development boosts. So that is good to see. We got maximum amount of resource points for the weekend, as well as the maximum development boost, which will all come in handy as we try to upgrade a car back to its former state, which was fully maxed out. So hopefully that'll come soon by the mid-season, I'm assuming. But seeing us in P12 by FP3 is actually a good sign, because we do have a midfield car now. We are behind the AlphaTauri and ahead of the Alpine, as we saw earlier before we came into this weekend. So hopefully we can perform in a similar faction, or even higher than that. We did get P7 last time out, I think, at the Bahrain opener, so hopefully we can, you know, present something similar, another stunning Grand Prix, so to say, because our defensive game is quite strong, as well as our overtaking ability, as well as our race strategy. We are always a lot better than the AI, so hopefully we can pull that off today. So let's see what times people set during qualifying here. I am not going to go out early. I'm actually going to go out later than expected. If the practice session taught us anything, we should be somewhere around P12, so we should be able to get out of here quite easily. But knowing me, I'm definitely going to get stuck in P14 or something. Let's see. First lap, not the greatest of laps. P17, just outside the drop zone. Let's see if we can make up for some more delta. Two tenths improved. That only brings us up to P16. Now, is that enough to see us through? Alright, we almost equaled our previous time. I think we should be through. I think it's the first time I ever did 3 laps for qualifying 1, but Pierre Gasly, oh my goodness, went fastest in Q1. Max Verstappen in P4 and Paris in P2. Leclerc in between there in the Ferrari. Kimi Raikkonen in P13, that's good to see, and we make it through just about by the tips of our fingers. We are a total of 1.4 seconds slower than our teammate, 1.3. That is quite shocking. Lance Stroll, Schumacher, Eilert, Aitken, Schwartzman, and Mazepin get knocked out. Let's see what happens in Q2. I think we're going to get knocked out, but let's hope for a good result. Testing out a lap on mediums. We're last by 2 seconds, so that's not good. That is very bad. Return to garage. Soft compound tired it is. Wow, nearly a second improved. Only sees us in P15. I'm gonna give up on that. Alright, so we do get knocked out. Max Verstappen in the lead. Kimi Raikkonen in P13 and myself in P15. Latifi, Russell, Ocon, and Giovinazzi get knocked out alongside us. So let's see what we can do from P15. It's a decent starting position considering our car performance. And let's hope for a good race day.
It's time again then for Formula One in Shanghai. Northwest of this thriving city of over 24 million people is a circuit that first featured in the championship calendar back in 2004. And of course played host to Formula One's 1000th World Championship event in 2019. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3 mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before the braking zone of turn 14. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
From the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Gasly, Sainz, Valtteri Bottas and Hamilton, Norris, Tsunoda, Ricciardo and Antonio Giovinazzi. Ocon, Perez, they've taken a grid penalty. Kimi Raikkonen and Russell. The Golden Boy, Latifi, Lance Stroll and Mick Schumacher. Eilert, Aitken, Schwartzman and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Points is definitely an option today, so let's take a look at our race strategy. There's no personalization possible, which is kind of weird. I did do all the practice programs. Let's see, try to extend that, and we can't move on to the softs. Why? Add a stint of softs. Interesting. Let's try and extend the life of the mediums as much as possible and then try to finish on the softs. I think that is quite possible, so remind myself to pit around lap 18 or 19 for softs. Let's do it. Let's drop our fuel load tad bit, maybe bare minimum. Yeah, 1.8 laps in the surplus, and let's get going. P16. Alright, here we go. 5 red lights in China, and away we go in Shanghai. Of course, a slow start. Oh wait, everyone's on hards. Oh. Nearly collided. Vehicle condition.
Tire condition is still looking good.
Okay, we're up to P10. VSC.
Has been deployed. Slow down and maintain a
Okay.
delta.
¿Por qué? Why?
Resulting in a high level of debris on the track.
Who crashed?
Speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Don't tell me I lost parts. Vehicle condition.
The drivers we're fighting here are Ricciardo and Giovinazzi.
Vehicle condition.
No tire concerns at the moment.
Okay.
Just focus on the driving.
It's not me. Hamilton looks like he's struggling. I think he just gave away a position to Norris.
VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain
Okay.
positive delta until the green flags.
Green flag is coming. Alright, we made it. We got Ricciardo, I think. Oh, they have so much more grip and acceleration. Okay, whoa, bro. Why are you smashing into me, bro? Ricciardo smashed into me. Vehicle condition.
Copy that.
Vehicle condition.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Thought I took side pod damage, but he definitely has wing damage. A little slip, but that's okay. I pressed the ERS a little too soon. I am slipping a lot. It's a very sensitive setup. Should be careful. We gotta try and stay clinical to get close to Tsunoda and Hamilton ahead. The performance difference of the cars are really showing. Tsunoda, Hamilton, and everyone else in the front are getting away with it. And then the other cars, well, mainly myself and the Alpines, the Su Elite Racing and Alpine teams, are stuck in the midfield. As you see, Giovinazzi is slightly catching us, right behind us. But there's no sight of us catching the AlphaTauri and the Mercedes.
By 5/10 a lap. Okay, there appears to be an issue. We're
Oh, no.
currently investigating.
Why? Don't tell me it's an engine issue. No, 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 no. Don't tell me it's an engine issue.
Okay, we have a severe engine issue. Find a safe space to retire or return to the pits. This is serious. We need you to retire as soon as possible.
There'll be many smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take the win here in Shanghai. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well, quite a depressing result here. Couldn't even get a sight of points today. Stayed in P9 for the longest time, and then we had to retire, which is a shame. Man, that sucks. I guess, yeah, we gotta work on our durability a little, because that is quite depressing. Our return to China was not a good one. Max Verstappen, Gasly, and Sainz on the podium. Perez, Leclerc, Bottas, Norris, Hamilton, Tsunoda, and Ricciardo rounding out the points positions. Ocon, Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi, Schumacher, Eilert, Schwartzman, Stroll, Aitken, and Mazepin rounding out the finishers. And I noticed that both of us, Kimi Räikkönen and myself, do not finish the race after a technical issue, I believe. Let's take a look at the incidents. Mechanical failure for myself, but the game doesn't register anything that happens after my mechanical failure. Must be a short video. I do apologize for that, but this was out of my control. Standings wise, we are P10 now, 6 points to our name after the Bahrain Grand Prix. Kimi Räikkönen on 1 point, so in 13th. We do see a slight shuffle as we still see Max Verstappen and Perez in the lead, but Sainz and Gasly make way up the field with Hamilton and Norris losing positions a little. But yeah, it seems like the Mercedes aren't doing as good as they hope to, so hopefully we'll see them try to push on the Red Bulls. To be honest, it looks more like a Ferrari and AlphaTauri Red Bull fight right now, but of course this is early doors of this season, so we may see some progress being made in the near future. So yeah, short video. Sucks. I don't know what to say. That was a depressing moment for us as we have to retire the car after an engine failure. I don't know what part is combusted. You'll see in the next video what part we lost, but we were on for a great strategy, mediums to softs. We did very well to get some positions early doors from P15 up to P9, which was quite a splendid drive, and then we were expecting to turn to the soft compound tire for a strong final stint, but we never even reached lap 6, lap 5 or lap 6. I think we retired halfway through lap 5, so it is what it is. It's a bit of a shame that we weren't able to finish off the Grand Prix, but we will be back in China next season, I promise you guys. So we will see if we can fit this into our racing schedule. Hope you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. The qualifying sessions, the practice sessions will continue with the upgrades and trying to push our car up the field. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe using the red button down below, and hit the notification bell as well so you're notified when I upload next. F1 2021 My Team content will continue, as well as other gaming videos and challenges. So please be sure to stick around, subscribe, join this community, and also support the channel. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for stopping by today and watching this video. Stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, mind, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, I can even focus on sleeping. You're so pretty, every day I'm thinking, baby. Baby, could you help me? Cause I'm freezing. If it wants to see me, it's cause you mean